everybody, this is Wolfgang from Salzburg again. So, Saturday afternoon, no gig in the evening, and it's snowy all day. So, what else to do than make another video for you out there. In this video I will talk about chords and especially about drop 2 chords. It's a special way to arrange chords on your fretboards, and it's a way of learning chords that you don't memorize your finger position on the fretboard, which is a system you may be used to, and learning all this different finger position and giving them a name, you know, calling this C major 7 and remembering, oh, this is C major 7. But my approach to chords is a little different. I think it's not exotic. I think it's common what I do, but I hope it's new for you. So when you give a chord a name, you can also call it Hans or Carl or Fred or whatever, you know, and then you remember, oh, this is Fred. So when you find Fred on the paper, you say, okay, I have to play Fred. But you don't know Fred. You just know how he looks. You know? You don't know how he sounds, maybe. You don't know how he is constructed. And when you learn the chords the way, like a piano player learn the chords, then you have this different approach. On a piano, you normally don't learn the finger position, you know. So on the guitar you do, because then you can transpose it. You can go from C to D, and this is easy. But when you go, when you want to go in more complex music like jazz or styles that are related to jazz, or where you improvise, or where you use more complex chords, then I think it's a better idea to learn the chords the way they are constructed. So, normally when we build a chord, we build it in thirds. That means on the root, you go up a third in the scale you are in, and then you go up a third, and then you go up a third, and you're getting 4 notes. And these 4 notes would be a chord. So in the key of C, you would have the scale C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And when you have a root, like C, and you want to build a chord, you need the first step, the first third, you go up. So you go from C to E, 3 notes up, C, D, E. So you have 2 notes, a C and the E. You need 1 more, so you go up from the E to the G, E, F, G. So you got C, E, G, what we call a triad. So if you want to learn something about triads, in my lesson number 1, I talk about triads, so maybe you want to check out this one. For now we are doing 4-part harmony, so we need a 4th voice. So on the G we go up 1 more third, G, A, B. So we go to the B, natural. So we have C, E, G, B natural. And this we call a C major 7 chord. The problem is, on the guitar you can play these 4 notes in this exact order. 1, 2, octave higher, 3 positions. When you want to build it, as an example, from the E string, it's becoming uncomfortable. This happens even more when you invert the chord. As an example, as we do with triads, instead of C, E, G, B natural, we can play E, G, B, and then a C, which means we put the C from the bottom on the top. This would be what we call an inversion. So we have E, G, B, and a C. E, G, B, and a C. No way to do it on the guitar. B, C. Okay, this It's possible, but I think you agree it makes no sense. And this happens to all the inversions. So a common thing what we do on the guitar is we drop the second note from the top. And this is what we do when we talk about a drop 2 chord. We drop the second highest note an octave. So in our case, we have C, E, G, B. The second highest note would be the G. So we drop the G an octave, and then we get G, C, E, B. Oops. We can transpose this chord an octave higher. I make a bar here with my second finger with the A and the D string. For me this is easier because I have very small fingers. So you maybe know this chord. It's quite a common C major chord, or you maybe know this one, which is the same, just on the middle 4 strings instead of the top 4 strings. This one here, well, that's very bassy. I don't use this. Maybe on a telly, maybe it would be easier, on a Stratocaster, but when you play with humbuckers, too boomy. So anyway, this is the solution, you know. So now we can play the inversions, and we can do this with all 4 chords with the root position, first, second and third inversion. So this one was the root position. When I do the first inversion, I would play E, G, B and C. E, G, B and C. So I have to drop the B, because the B is the second highest note. I have B, E, G, C. Let's see. B, E, G, C. Here we are. The problem with this chord is that from our lowest string to our highest string we get the interval of a flatted 9, and this sounds a little bit dissonant. But anyway, remember this chord, we will use it later on. So when I do this with all the 4 inversions, I'm getting the following chords. So this would be C, G, B, E. The next one would be E, B, C, G. The next one we had already, G, C, E, B. And the last one, B, E, G, C. So you can play these chords on the middle 4 strings, and I recommend you to learn them on the upper 4 strings too, which will give you these chords, which is this one, same chord. So you have 8 versions of a C major 7 chord, and except this one with the flatted 9 from the lowest to the highest string, everyone is usable. So this would be the first step to learn. The next step would be that I change this major 7 chords to dominant 7 chords, to minor 7 chords, to minor 7 flat 5 chords, and to C diminished chords. Because you need all these basic 5 types of chords, and when you change these voicings, you always have to know which note you have to change. As an example, when I go from a C major 7 chord to a C7 chord, I have to lower the 7th, from the major 7th to the dominant 7th. In this case, from the B natural to the B flat. So, and that gives me a C7 chord. Example, next one, E, B natural, C, G. E, B flat, C, G. And you can do this with all the other ones too. And what is nice, the one chord we couldn't use, which sounded a little bit dissonant, when I lower the major 7s to the flat 7, I'm getting a nice chord because I avoided the flat 9 between the outer voicing or the outer voices. So very nice C7, and you can do this on the upper 4 strings too. So next would be from C7 to C minor 7. I have to lower the major 3rd. I have to go from the E to the E flat. 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 And again here. From the E to the E flat. From the E to the E flat. This way. Okay? Next one, from C minor 7 to C minor 7 flat 5. I have to lower the 5th from the G to the G flat. Here we go. G to the G flat. And again here, C minor 7, G to the G flat. And last, the C diminished chord, diminished 7. So we have to lower the 7th again. It's a double diminished 7th. Or like a major 6, same note, just called differently. So the B flat. You recognize something? It's the same chord. Oops. Because, as you maybe know, the diminished chord is a symmetrical chord. It's only built on minor thirds. So when you move it up in minor thirds, it inverts itself. You can prove this. The C diminished chord is C, E flat, G flat, and A natural, double B. So we have C, E flat, G flat, A. When I move up 3 frets, I have the C here, E flat here, G flat here, and the A here. Same notes, just jiggled. Next one, C, E flat, G flat, A. And 3 frets up, C, G, E flat, G flat, and the A. And this works also on the upper 4 strings, when I go from the C minor 7 flat 5 to C diminished. Okay, very comfortable. So this would be my lesson for you, to show you these drop 2 chords and to maybe motivate you to learn them, and learn them by the notes and not by the picture on the fretboard, by the finger position on the fretboard. And when you have organized your major 7 chords, go to dominant 7, minor 7 flat 5, and diminished 7. Because every step you have to change one note. From major 7 to dominant 7, major 7 to the dominant, to the you have to flatten the 7, then you have to flatten the 3rd, then you have to flatten the 5th, and for the diminished chord you have to flatten the 7th again. So, just as a little forecast for the next lesson I will do on chords, one example. I mean, when you know all these chords, there's this one benefit: you have 8 possibilities for every chord. This is a pretty nice repertoire for comping. But I'm taking this one step further, because as an example, in the beginning we found this C major 7 chord. And when you think about it, well, sounds nice, but a little strange fingering. And next question would be, well, when I have a C major 7 chord, how do I make a C major 9 chord? You know? So in this case, with this drop 2 system, we play the 9s in omitting the root. So instead of the C, I play the D. So hopefully I have a bass player who is playing the C for me. But for you, when you practice, you can put the C in a looper or on a bass note, and then you can hear the chord. And something nice happens, because you go from C major 7 to C major 7 9, and when you reorganize your fingering, you're ending up with a chord. You know, this is E minor 7. So E minor 7 with the C root is C major 7 9 chord. And the benefit of this is not only that you can use more fingerings, more chords for more voicings for one chord, but it also gives you an insight about how you maybe improvise over a C major 7 chord. Because when an E minor 7 is relative to a C major 7 9 chord, or it's the same like a C major 7 9 chord without a root, then why not improvise with an E minor 7 arpeggio over a C major 7 chord? Makes sense? And sounds good too. So more of this I will demonstrate in one of my next videos about chords and about concepts, how to improvise, how to find new sounds. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I hope this adds to your knowledge. And if you like it, give me a thumb up, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.